What do you guys think of the shot? I'm gonna just say it really quickly. Clearance lights, no clearance lights. I mean, hey, it is what it is, but we got two $100,000 trucks here. We're gonna do a comparison, and yes, which one would you choose? This is one of the best shots I've had in a while, and I wanted to show you guys really quickly. Amazing. Last year, this was one of the hardest comparisons to get together because these trucks were always sold orders. These top trim trucks are both available. Jerry Seiner, Buick GMC in South Jordan, and Larry H. Miller, Super Ford here in Salt Lake City have these trucks also. That Limited is available at the Ford store. Be sure to ask for Tim Powell in the commercial department. I believe both of these trucks are his. And Frank at the GMC store. Let's go ahead and start off with the window sticker so you guys can see the pricing. I'm not going to take too much time, so be sure to pause it. But here is all the standard equipment. The good thing about these high trims, everything pretty much comes standard, okay? So the base price is $96,300, and here are all the options. So gooseneck prep package is there. The paint was an extra cost. This one actually has the GMC protection package, which gives it the all-weather floor mat, splash guards, and hitch package, high idle switch. Destination is $1995 with a total price of $100,295. This is Ford. You guys can see the colors, and then the standard equipment. It's a short listing. Now this Star White has a $995 premium and 331 locking axle out back, and then this one has the supplemental heater, engine block heater, wheel liner, splash guards, heavy service front suspension, and then tough bed spray in. Destination is $1995 with a total price of $103,935. So yes, these are the most expensive trucks money can buy from GM and Ford. Ram has lowered their prices, so they might be like maybe in the middle. They might be a little bit more expensive than the GMC if you add all the options. But let's start off on the front end. With the GMC, you do get the Vader Chrome, and I think it looks really nice, especially if you get a white truck. Now, projector style headlights here, and it does have the animations as well. All LED, parking sensors, forward facing camera has a sprayer if it gets dirty. All this stuff comes standard. Down below you guys can see more Vader Chrome, and then they do give you some chrome on those recovery hooks down below. And they do provide a functional hood scoop for the Duramax. On the Ford, they did do a full redesign for 2023, and pretty much on this 2024, everything's a carryover. Projector style headlights, and as I said on the GMC, all LED. You have the front parking sensors. There is a camera right there. And I would say that if I'm being truly unbiased, I think I like the GMC better. I might be biased for some of you guys, but I think that the only thing that messes it up for me is that chin spoiler. For the Limited Ford, you guys should just add this one. This is a trimmer, and it gives you the shorter chin spoiler. Finishing off on the front, they do give you this satin finish on the grille and around the lights. Now you guys can see the wheels here, right? These are unique to the Limited. They have a really nice design to them, and they're wrapped in a Bridgestone dueler tire, LT 275 6520, 3,750 pounds of capacity at 80 psi. On the GM, very controversial wheel, but I do like them better on the Ultimate because they do black out more of the face. It has a machine look on the front. And Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner tires, all terrains. And then same tire size, LT 275 6520, and then 3,750 pounds of capacity per tire, 80 psi. Independent front suspension, solid front axle. Depending on what you're looking for, I think these trucks ride pretty similar. The Ford's just a little bit stiffer, just to be honest. Now on the side here, this truck does have an engine block heater standard. You guys saw it was an option on the Ford, and I don't know where it's at, so I can't show it to you. Here's some of the badging. A little bit more for the GMC. Vader Chrome and the blackout here. And here is the Ford's, more basic. And then the mirrors, you have that chrome. And then they have the cameras on both sides. They also have lights that shine forward. And then GM does give you this one, which is for your backing up your trailer. They're both power, folding, the whole 9 yards. You do have smart key system on both sides. GM did take it away for the back door, so they would have had an advantage, but they took it away from themselves. But nevertheless, power deployable running boards. Ford does have power deployable ones too. The only advantage here is Ford does allow it to work with the key, so when you walk up to the truck, they drop down for you. You cannot set that up for the GMC. However, GMC does give you the perimeter lighting down here, which lights up the whole ground. Satin finish on the door handles, by the way, too. Now, as far as the beds go, Ford did copy GM here, right? And 36-gallon fuel tank, 7-gallon DEF tank. Ford has a 34-gallon tank with a 7.4 DEF. If you get a long bed, Ford has the advantage with the 48-gallon versus the 36. You guys can see the fender flares. They have clearance lights, some of the badging for the FX4 package, which gives you some of the skid plates. And out back, let's go all the way back here so you guys can see both tailgates. Which one are you guys liking? I definitely like the applique on the Limited, but I will say I like the cleaner look on the GMC. But Ford wins out back. They both have Class 5 receiving hitches. They do give you LED lighting here. GMC does not. And sonar on top of the tailgate with a backup camera, so if it's down, you still have visibility and you can protect that tailgate. That is not available for the GMC, and it gets worse. 2,000 watts of power in the bed. You have bed lights, spray in, although I will say the advantage on the GMC is you do have spray in bed liner standard, and they do give you a kicker sound system down below for tailgate parties. Here are the full LED taillights on both sides. And GM has the larger bed. They do set the fifth wheel prep package slightly behind the axle. So you're gonna have better clearance with a fifth wheel or gooseneck trailer with the standard bed for sure. 400 watts of power. Both trucks do have bed view camera, but GM has the advantage of a 4K camera for the rear view mirror. Ford has not adopted that yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to add that. Oh, by the way, power tailgate going up. That is not available for the GMC. Now, last thing I'll show you guys is the suspension. I think that GM wins here. You do have 5 leafs down below. This is going to be your helper spring, and they have these 2 overloads. Rancho shocks, front and rear. The Ford has 4 leafs in the main pack, and you have 1 overload. So I think that the advantage goes there. Also, the wheel liner is plastic versus that fabric material. Looks better and it's easier to clean. Out back, 342 rear axle, and it has an automatic locker. You guys did see that the locker was an option on this truck. 331 rear end, and let's see, Bridgestone Dueler spare tire, and shame on you, GMC. Let's talk about the powertrains really quickly. If you're looking at these trim levels, you can only get a diesel. That's it. With that being said, you have the high output Power Stroke, and you have the Gen 2 L5P Duramax. This truck's gonna have 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque. They have the stamp-approved Allison transmission and Denso fuel pump and injector, so that's a huge advantage for reliability for sure. That being said, class-leading horsepower and torque on this truck. 500 horsepower, 1,200 pound-feet of torque. It's gonna have the 10R140 10-speed transmission. It hasn't been like 100% known, but I think Ford and GM did co-build these transmissions together. I think they did. I mean, the gearing is different in both trucks. They have deeper gearing in that first gear for the Ford over the GMC, but you have the CP4 fuel pump, and I did find the engine block heater. I had to look online. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I had to look because I could not find it. So it's right here, right under here. Not liking that location compared to the GMCs. The moment most of you guys have been waiting for, the interior. This is the Admiral Blue and Slate Gray for the Ford. And I like what they've done. This blue has a really nice appearance to it. They give you this carbon fiber treatment right here. You have 3 seat memory. You have power for the mirrors, and they're power folding. Auto up and down for the front windows. And you have to hold it up and down for the rears. Interesting. B&O sound system. They do have more speakers compared to the GMC, and a lot of storage. And this door is pretty big too. Here is GMC's Alpine Umber, and they went in a totally different direction. You have this saddle leather. I love the stitching and the piping inside the truck, and check out the graphics here. Wood trim piece, you can feel how porous the wood is. They don't have 3 seat memories, but they have 2, and they have the same functions: power folding, power tow mode. They have auto up and down, but they have auto down for the rears. Bose sound system, 12 speaker versus I think 14 speaker, something like that. They took away the speakers in the headrest. And then one thing I like about the GMC is they give you leather all in here. It just really does dress up the door, and it gives it a nicer feel too. Now here is the kick plate for the GMC. Notice it's not illuminated like the Ford, but I think you can get that as an option, I think. Now as far as the seats go, diamond stitched leather. They also have something called Max Recline, so you can actually sleep inside your truck, and this acts as a pillow, and I call it a shoulder support too. Some of the badging on the seat looks really nice. You have tilt headrests, and these seats are massaged. Now you don't have as much bowstring down below, but I like the bowstring at the very top. These are going to have the softer seats, and you have power steering column, telescoping, and power pedals. Both trucks do have perforated leather, and check out the design on this seat. Now on the Ford you do have massage top and bottom. On GMC you only have the massage function on the top. However, you can tighten the bolstering or make it looser on the sides of the seat, and they have an actual shoulder support up here. You don't have tilt headrest, you don't have a power steering column, it is telescoping, and you don't have power pedals. However, one thing I like about the GMC is, you guys see right here, leather on the front and rear grab handles, and the suede roof is really nice. They also wrap the A and B pillars with that suede as well. On the Ford, no leather, and all this is just hard plastic, but you still have that suede roof up top. Now as far as the screens go, they both have pretty much the same size screens here, 12-inch. I think it might be a 12.3 in the GMC, but about the same. However, 12-inch compared to a 13.4 in the GMC. Ford, you guys see they copied GMC here too. So you do have heads-up display now for the Super Duty. Now here's where Ford has great advantages. You do have a dual stage engine brake, as they call it. So you have on and then automatic. Also, another advantage on the Ford, I gotta bring it up, is these gauges. Come on GMC, if you're watching this video, you need to catch up. Everyone else is doing this in the HD segment. So you have all your temperatures. They also give you your diesel measurement, so your turbo boost, engine braking, and the exhaust filter. Love to see that, because obviously if your truck is about to go in regen, you might want to go tow a trailer or go on the highway for a little bit. So with that being said, of course you know these trucks are going to have, you know, push button start. No wood trimming or carbon fiber trimming on the steering wheel, but heated and ventilated seats, dual climate control. You have your wireless charger, USB type A, type C, more carbon fiber. They give you multiple drive modes. They do the best here because they give you quite a few here. I'm not gonna go through every single one, but they have a lot of nice features there. I like the eco mode too. And the camera system is not my favorite. GM kills on this. And the reason why is because they give you this menu that doesn't stay up. Here is the backup camera. Very grainy for 2024 compared to GM's. You guys see how clear this camera is? So much clearer. And they have this, which is not available with the Ford. And I like the overall layout. This truck definitely wins for layout. I think it's cleaner, it's easier to use and learn if you're not used to driving these trucks. I like the way that they have the push button start. It's just a nicer interior. Not a knock on Ford. Ford still has a superior truck, I would say, but the interior definitely goes to the GM. Now, notice one disadvantage: the steering wheel is smaller in this truck. I do like that big old girthy steering wheel in the Ford. I'm just telling the truth here. That steering wheel is my favorite. But you guys see heads-up display, and you can't see like your transmission temperature, and you have these gauges down below, but I like to see numbers, especially when you're towing. The drive modes aren't as nice. They have off-road and normal, that's it. And obviously tow haul modes right there. But yeah, I think that the orientation of this interior is just superior. Here is the center console, the trailer brakes right there. You have USBs here and there, open storage, and then you have that power plug. Now, where Ford wins, let's go back over there really quickly. You see right here? They give you a power plug up front and in the back, and they give you 12 volts up front and in the back. I'll show it to you in a second. You have 400 watts of power inside the truck. Same thing goes for that GMC. But the center console over here, really nicely done. You guys can see this plaque. Shows you the VIN number, the year, and I think that's the amount of limiteds they've made so far for 2024. More of that satin finish out back. Leather wrap on the side here. Yeah, again, this is nice. You can do 4 cup holders, which is a nice advantage too. And I like the cover. The dash is done well. Yeah, this is such a nice truck. And another advantage over that GMC, you don't have auxiliary switches. Here's a spot up top too for your sunshades. GMC don't have that either. But I definitely like the interior better on this side. Another advantage with the GMC is you don't have to get a camper package that you guys saw on the window sticker with that Ford. You can use this truck for a camper regardless of upgrading that front axle. 2,890 pounds. And I like that they give you that because you don't have to go looking online for it. Now, let's go back over to the Ford really quickly. That's a big advantage for me, especially when you have views like that. Finishing off on the rear, you guys will see here that they do a great job with this interior. 60/40 bench, you have seat back pockets on both sides, outboard heated seats, 2 Type-C USBs, and as I said, you have 120 volt, 12 volt, and the collapsible storage is nice too. It's a nice advantage. More of that diamond stitch leather. Also, armrest. On the GMC, I think, again, this interior is just more well thought out. Seat back pockets and leather wrap for the grab handles. By the way, they do give you this storage below the seat. Outboard heated seats, 2 USBs with no 12 volt, 120 volt plugs. Definitely something I would like to see. The hump in the middle is not that big either. There's actually no hump at all, really. And the floor does sit lower inside of the GMC, so you do have more comfort if you're a little bit taller. Let's go ahead and check out the payloads, and I'll pretty much end the video. Starting off with the axle ratings. Up front, 5,990 pounds. The rear is 7,230 pounds. And gross vehicle weight ratings can be 12,000 pounds. And the wheels are 20/8 wide. 3,807 pounds of payload. For the GMC, the gross axle rating up front is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 7,250, so a 20-pound advantage. But you guys see the GVWR is slightly higher at 12,100 pounds, just 100 pounds higher basically. And then 20/8.5 wide wheels. All in payload is 3,640 pounds. Now, if you don't know, Fords have the benefit of the aluminum bodies, so they always pick up a little bit more payload because of that. Now, I do like the fact that GM gives you your conventional and gooseneck fifth wheel towing on the doors. Here is the PSI for the tires as well. I hope you guys like the video. I definitely think that both trucks have major advantages over each other, but it really depends on what you're looking for. I think that with both of these trucks being available, this is the perfect time to go truck shopping. I'm just saying, because this is the only time you'll be able to sit inside of a truck right now and see what you like better. But be sure to check out Larry H. Miller Super Ford here in Salt Lake City, and Jerry Seiner, Buick GMC in South Jordan, Utah. See you guys soon.